Hello my dear students, welcome back to Prudence Coaching Mathematics class. In this particular video, we are going to learn the important properties of square numbers. Yes, we are not talking about this square, that is the geometrical square. Here we are talking about the square of any number. First, let us go through the perfect square or a square number's definition. According to the definition, a perfect square or a square number is a whole number which is the square of another whole number. For example, if you take a whole number 6, then you will get a square of 6 as 36. So here 36 is a perfect square number. Similarly, if we take 5 square, that is square of 5, which is a whole number, you are getting 25. Here 25 is also a whole number and it is the perfect square. Next, we are going to learn some other thing about this square number. If all the prime factors of the natural numbers can be paired, it is a perfect square. So for example, if we take the factors of 36, how you are going to take out the factors of 36? If we just do the prime factorization, that is 2 into 18, you will get 36. Again, if you cancel by 2, 2 into 9, you will get 18. Again, 3 into 3 is 9. So we can write it as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3, as we have written like this. Now if we pair, means two numbers will be taken together, two prime factors. So 2 and 2, we are getting a pair. Again, you are getting 3 into 3, another pair. So 2 square into 3 square, you can write as 36. As we can pair the factors or the prime factors of 36, therefore 36 is a perfect square number. Let us start with the properties of square numbers. Before that, we will go through some of the numbers and their squares, that is from 1 to 20. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 2, 3 square is 3, that is 3 into 3 9, 4 square is 4 into 4 16, 5 square is 5 into 5 25, 6 square or 6 into 6 is 36, 7 square or 7 into 7 is 49, 8 square or 8 into 8 is 64, 9 square is 81, 10 square is 100. Similarly, 11 square is 121, 12 square is 144, 13 square is 169, 14 square is 196, 15 square is 225, 16 square is 256, 17 square is 289, 18 square is 324, 19 square is 361 and 20 square is 400. Yes, you must learn all this square for easy calculations, and these are very important. Now let us start with the properties. From the table you can conclude that since none of the above numbers end in 2, 3, 7 or 8, as you can see in the squares of the numbers, those we have found out, there is none of the numbers which are ending in 2, 3, 7 or 8. Means it is concluded from this chart that a number ending in 2, 3, 7 or 8 is never a perfect square. So any number if you find at the end of the number you have 2, 3, 7 or 8, then that particular number is not a perfect square number. Okay. For example, as you can see, 32,532, here this 2, as the number ends in 2, therefore it is not a perfect square. Again in 4,353, this number is ending in 3, so this is also not a perfect square. This number is ending in 7, so this is also not a perfect square, and this one is ending in 8, so this is not a perfect square. So I think first property is clear to you. So you must remember that any number ending in 2, 3, 7 or 8 is not a perfect square. Next, a number ending in odd number of 0 is never a perfect square. For example, as you can see, 3,530, here we have only 1 0 at the end, therefore it is not a perfect square. Here we have 3 zeros, that is 3 numbers of 0, therefore it is not a perfect square as this is odd, and here you have also 3 zeros at the end, therefore it is also not a perfect square. So if you find the odd number of zeros at the end of any number, then the number is not a perfect square. Next property, all numbers ending in an even number of zeros are not always perfect square. That means they may or may not be perfect square. For example, if you take 500, this number is having even number of zeros at the end, that is 2 zeros, but this number is not a perfect square. But on the other hand, we have 400, it also has 2 zeros at the end, that is even number of zeros, and this is a perfect square. How you will know this number is perfect square or not? If we cancel the zeros and if we consider the number or the digits preceding the number, you need to just factorize it. That is 2 into 2 you are getting 4. You can write the prime factors at square. So this one can be paired. So prime factors can be paired. Therefore 4 is a perfect square, whereas 5, this is a prime number. You cannot factorize it and you cannot write it in a pair of prime numbers. Therefore this one is not a perfect square. Now let us move on to the next property. Square of even numbers are always even. For example, if we take the square of 6, which is an even number, you will get 36, which is also an even number. If you take the square of 10, you will get 100, which is an even number. Square of 12 is 144, that is also an even number. Square of 16 is 256, which is an even number. Therefore, if you make the square of any number which is even, you will get the answer as even number. Next one, squares of odd numbers are always odd. For example, 7 square is 49, which is odd. 9 is an odd number, and you can see 81 is also an odd number. Square of 11, which is an odd number, is 121, which is also an odd number. Square of 15, which is an odd number, will give you 225, which is an odd number. Therefore, if you find out the square of any odd number, you will get the number which is also an odd. Let us move on to the next property. The square of a natural number n is equal to the sum of first n odd numbers. Let us understand this. 1 square, first odd number is 1. So next one, 2 square, first two odd number is 1 and 3. If you add 1 and 3, you will get 4. That is equals to 2 square. Again, 3 square, first 3 odd numbers 1, 3 and 5. So if we add 1, 3 and 5, you will get 9, which is 3 square. Again, as you can see, 8 square, or the first 8 odd numbers are first 8. You must remember first 8 you need to take. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15. If you add all this number, you will get 64. So 8 square is 64. So the ultimate conclusion from this property is, if you want to find out square of any natural number, for example 9, then 9 square will give you the sum of first 9 odd numbers. Okay, for example for 9, what you need to do? 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15, and the next one will be plus 17. If you add all this number, in case of 9 you need to add 17 to 8 square, you will get 81. Okay. Now let us go through the next property. The difference of squares of two consecutive numbers is equal to the sum of the numbers. Consecutive number. What are the consecutive number? Consecutive numbers means the number one after the other. For example, if you take the first number as n, next number will be n plus 1. For example, if this one is 5, this one will be 6. If this one is 18, this one will be 19. Means the number one after the other are known as consecutive number. So if the first number is n, then the next number will be n plus 1. That means n plus 1 will be bigger than n. So here if we just take the difference of the square of these two numbers, that is n plus 1 the whole square, that is the second number square minus the first number squares, you are going to get the sum of this number, that is n plus 1 plus n. Means you need to add the numbers and you can get the square of that particular number's difference. For example, 11 square and 10 square. If we add 11 plus 10, you will get what? 21. And if you calculate and get 11 square is 121, 10 square is 100. If you make the difference, you will get the same thing. So either you can calculate 11 square, that is 121, and 10 square 100, and subtract the number and get the difference, or directly you can add the number, that is 11 plus 10, you will get 21. So 11 square minus 10 square is 21. Another example, 16 square minus 15 square. So you can add 16 plus 15, you will get 31. This is only the answer. Or if you do the calculation, you will get 16 square, that is 256, 15 square, that is 225. Now if you take the difference, you will get the same thing, that is 31. So if you take the difference of the squares of two consecutive numbers, that is equal to the sum of the numbers or the sum of the consecutive numbers. How you are getting? This is the explanation. You can go through this and you will understand this. Now let us go through the next property. A perfect square number leaves a remainder 0 or 1 when divided by 3. Let us take a perfect square number 25, that is 5 square. Now if we divide 25 by 3, what you will get? You will get 3 8s are 24. So here the remainder is 1. So here we are getting the remainder as 1. Again, if we take another perfect square number, that is 6 square is 36. If we divide it by 3, you will get 3 1s are 3 and this 6 will come down. You will get 3 2s are 6. So here the remainder is 0. So the conclusion is any perfect square number, if you take any perfect square number and divide the perfect square number by 3, either you will get 0 or 1 as the remainder. You can try out with other examples at your home. Now let us move on to the next property. Three numbers are A, B and C. They form a Pythagorean triplet or triple if a square plus b square equals to c square. You must remember of this, a and b represent two adjacent sides. It may be base or the perpendicular of any right angle triangle, but C is the hypotenuse or the largest length or largest side of this particular triangle. For example, if we check this one as A, this side is A, then the other side adjacent to it, it will be B, or if the perpendicular is A, then the base will be B, but this one, that is the largest side, will be the hypotenuse, that is C. So if we take A square plus b square, we are going to get c square, that is hypotenuse square. Or you could assume the numbers like this could be b, this could be a, but this will never change, this will be same, that is hypotenuse. Therefore you can write b square plus a square equals to c square, as it is given in this particular example. 3 4 and 5, if this one is 3, if this one is 4, this one will be 5. Or as you can do 3 square, that is 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. If we add, we will get 25, that is 5 square. So we can write 3 square plus 4 square equals to 5 square. So this is the theorem. Now let us go through the last property of the square number. For any natural number which is greater than 1, that means you can take any natural number greater than 1, for example 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on, but you cannot take 1 because here it is given this property is applicable only if the natural number is greater than 1. So if we take an example 4, so here the triplet what you will get is 2n, n square minus 1 and n square plus 1. Let us calculate the triplet when n is 4. So first triplet will be 2n, that is 2 into 4, you will get 8. This is the first triplet. Next one is n square plus 1. N square means here n is 4, so 4 square is 16, 16 minus 1, you will get 15. This is the second number of the triplet. Last one will be n square plus 1, that is 4 square 16 plus 1, you will get 17. So the three triplets are, or three Pythagorean triplets are 8, 15 and 17. So you can find out the triplets if you know the value of n, or the value of n is given to you, then you can find out the three triplets. Or similarly, if you are given the smallest number of this triplet in the question and you are asked to find out the other two numbers of the triplet, it is also very easy. You will just do the back calculation, which I will teach you when I will solve the worksheets for you. Before that, you must solve this worksheets which I have attached with this particular video at your home. In the next class, we will discuss all these questions. So students, take care of yourself, have a nice day, enjoy yourself, do subscribe, share and click on the bell icon to get regular update from this particular channel. My dear students, if you want to directly communicate with the experienced faculty members of this particular channel, or want to get some PDF or get some suggestion regarding your studies, then you must join the Telegram and the Facebook page. Thank you.